It's a Mark II. You can tell the part on the metal run because it's got a meter. And this one is it's a solid state. It actually takes batteries. You can put batteries in it.
Now, do all of these radios work?
Probably 90%.
Wow.
90%. Pretty happy with that. Some of the radios I actually bought knowing they didn't work. Some might have had the transformer power supply go on. And like this one here, this guy here, it's a contact. And it actually works because I put an external power supply on it rather than an internal one. Which doesn't work, so brings it back to the off.
And all of them, are all connected to electricity?
They're all, most of them have a built-in power supply. And some of them have the wall board, you know, that's all right. But, and some of these 12 volt out of the vehicle, like there's two vehicle radios here, these fellas, the CVs, and it's got the Telstar here. The two Telstar radios, the very latest one, and so here. Also have a, this fella here, this radio is a, one of the early lows. You know, the low made in England, HF 150. That's a deceased state. So some of the people that have been in the club give me their old radios, so they sort of live on for another day, you know, as a collection. And
now, are these connected to antennas?
The majority are connected to antennas, yeah. And when you've got 100 radios, you need a lot of power. But I can't run all the radios at the same time.
And what kind of antenna or antennas do you use?
I've got a U antenna in the backyard. And I've also got a long wire beside the fence. So I've got a switch outside where I can swap it over that comes into this room, and I've got another cable that goes into my bedroom because I like to have a listen at night when I'm in bed. I'll have another HF receiver on the bedside table. I think when you're a bit of a radio nut, you tend to listen all the time.
And is this a good location for DXing? Or listening?
It used to be. Until everyone built it all around their state. And unfortunately, there's lots of digital switching power supplies and around the area that generate noise like everyone else who lives in an urban area cops all that. There's not much you can do about it, but occasionally we go out for an expedition. We'll run out a beverage antenna, 500 metre, halfway down to the Gold Coast. We went to what used to be a cane farm, and then the soil was too acidic or something. They couldn't plant cane on it anymore, so they had an airstrip on there at one stage, which they don't use anymore. We were able to run a new antenna. Looks like a beverage antenna, 500 metres. And we put these star pickets in the ground with bamboo on top because there's cattle on the area. And I'll tell you what, Mexico, unbelievable. I could not believe the amount of Mexicans we heard. Wow. Hardly heard any Americans, but the Mexicans was phenomenal. Yeah, it was really good. But we've been all around the place, and a lot of these radios, when we would have a expedition, King of Roy, that was our main place we used to go to. I had a member up there, had a big farm, and we used to run a couple of antennas, one towards America, North America, one towards South America. And we'd have this, he used to have this big octagonal table in his shed, and each side had a radio on it. And we had these splitters, we had them there connected to every antenna. We had a U antenna, we had long, beverage antennas, and you had a switch in front of you, so you could, when you're listening to your switch, you could flick to whatever area you wanted to listen to, and everyone else couldn't.
Yeah, well, there were a lot of members of the club in Brisbane or Queensland?
There are, well, there used to be a lot of members in Australia, but as I know, it's one of those declining things. At the moment, I think Australia-wide, I think we have about 110, is it, 120? Well, it couldn't be more than that, yeah. Wouldn't be much more.
There are a few low-powered shortwave stations in Australia now, right?
Yeah. There's one actually over here in Russell Island, which I can just pick up on, not on skip. I can't get him on skip, he's too close. So I'm getting him on ground wave. And that's on 5045. I picked him up. And there's a few others further south. I think there's a guy on 3210. And there's another fellow in North Queensland on 5055, which is 4KZ. He's got a local medium wave station in North Queensland, and he also runs shortwave. I think he's about a kilowatt. It's not very powerful. It's only for the locals up in the North Queensland area.
I can pick him up 5055. I can't pick up the 5045.
Jeff, your wife's from Fiji, right?
Fiji, yeah.
We just came from Fiji.
Oh,
we were there for 2 nights.
Yeah.
And I was listening there. I didn't hear much on shortwave from where we were in the hotel. I can hear Vanuatu on 7260.
Yeah.
I assume nighttime there must be others that come in from there.
I've picked up the states like Hawaii and that, and active medium waves. But, but I had a long wire. I was in a hotel in Hawaii, and I had a long wire running.
That's nice. Yeah. And I didn't hear much on AM either.
No, there's only about 2 or 3 stations. There's only 558, which is the Fijian station, and there's one more. There's only like 2. They've gone almost totally FM now.
Yeah. I heard a lot of FM.
Yeah. You used to be able to pick up Tonga on 1017, I think it was. Because I picked it up here, actually.
Oh, wow.
Not in Brisbane, in Sydney,
Yeah.
But there's another one down in Albury, too, 4835, shortwave.
4835?
Yeah, he's which is doing again, he's only on low power, I think. Do you pick up 4835 at all, or not? 4835.
4835 I picked up, Actually, when I was working, I've been retired a few years now, but when I was working in the communications out in the forest, we had a 30-metre tower with a big dipole antenna for HF, because we used to transmit HF around the state for just two-way communications, not broadcasting. But when it wasn't being used, I could put my shortwave radio on. When there was no one there, I put the shortwave radio on, and I do remember getting WRMI, and at 8 o'clock in the morning, absolutely, on 11 megs, absolutely crystal clear.
Wow.
Come home and I wouldn't even hear it. It wasn't there. So much interference there. It's followed noise, the rubbish. TVs and stuff.
Normally on the second Sunday of the month, we have our Philippine DX report from Henry Umanai. However, we had to record this program in advance since I had to go on the NASB annual meeting cruise to the Bahamas. We'll be telling you more about that. And Henry will be here next week with his Philippine DX report. Broadcasting in the Bermuda Triangle. If Ray doesn't get lost down there. More from the HFCC B23 conference in Australia. Wavescan is heard on KSDA in Guam, AWR relays in various locations, WRMI in Florida, WWCR in Tennessee, Voice of Hope Africa in Zambia, and IRRS Italy. Send reception reports directly to the station you're listening to. Reports for KSDA and AWR sites should go to QSL at awr.org. Other correspondence, but not reception reports, can be sent to wavescan at awr.org. I'm Jeff White at WRMI Shortwave in Okeechobee, Florida, USA. Till next week, good listening, everyone.